you've got $1 a month. You can afford $1 a month if you're listening to AM radio. I'm telling you right now, you can afford $1 a month. So go over to patreon.com/Guru Show and give us $1. Give me $1. I don't know why I had to say it that way.
Computer running slow? Has your machine somehow acquired a life of its own?
It's alive!
Or do you simply desire a deeper and more meaningful connection? Be one with your operating system. It's Arizona's computer guru, Mike Swanson, and his show starts now. Listen in, chat in, and watch live streaming at gurushow.com. Want your voice to be heard? Call in with your questions and riddles. The number is 520-790-2040. This is the Computer Guru Show on AM 1030, KVOI, The Voice.
Welcome to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. 790-2040. If you want to be part of the show, that's 520-790-2040. This is your free hour of tech support, so get on the phone.
You know, I always am tempted to just jump in there right before you can start doing the intro and then just do it.
Yeah, go for it.
See how you'd react.
You want to try it?
Hi, I'm Rob, and I'm here to make fun of you.
You are not. All right, if you'd like to join the chat, you can. Go to gurushow.com.
You should, too.
Go to /listen live, although you probably are already hearing it. So you can just go to gurushow.com/chat if you want to be able to just type at us rather than having to wait on hold.
Who would pass up the opportunity to chat with me?
No one.
Apparently lots of people, because there's not very many people in there right now.
Nobody would ever do that, Rob. So for the first segment of this, we're going to talk about IBM.
Yeah, and kind of in a surprising way for IBM.
So let's ask Kent, because, you know, we're our own little echo chamber on this side of the glass. So when you think about IBM, what type of technologies do you think that they are producing these days that are noteworthy?
I don't think I have anything.
Come on, just take a guess.
Guess?
Yeah.
Phones.
Phones, okay. No. But,
I was pretty sure that I was safe with that one.
No matter what you probably think of for IBM, you're probably wrong in this particular case, because when I heard what IBM was doing, and this thing that they had developed, I was like, really? IBM? They did that? All right, Rob, lay it on us.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
I'm doing it? All right. Well, IBM has apparently announced that they're working on what they call a macromolecule that could be the end of all viruses.
All of them.
Not even computer ones, but actual viruses.
No, yeah, we're talking people viruses, like influenza.
Now, you know, it is surprising that they're working on anything medically related, but you have to keep in mind that they kind of have been pursuing that as a side thing for a while now.
Yeah, well, I mean, like with the Watson stuff.
Yeah, they've got the Dr. Watson computer that can diagnose medical conditions.
Yeah, so they've come up with a special molecule that apparently there is a molecular binder in all viruses that's the same. And they have found this molecule that will attack that in every virus that they've tested it on so far.
And supposedly they've tested it on at least a representative of all the types of viruses. So not literally every virus, but all of the types of viruses. And it's effective.
So it's entirely possible that IBM will have developed an antiviral that works.
They're talking about, in the future making hand soap that's not just antibacterial, but antiviral. And just by washing your hands, it prevents you from getting, like, herpes.
That's
was
the one that you go with?
That's the example they used.
Okay. All right.
What are you laughing at over there?
Nothing.
Does that severe medical condition make you laugh, Tara?
I would have chosen like the flu or something, but you know.
Well, the flu is that is something that they mentioned, and that would be pretty crazy if they're able to prevent that.
Right, you don't need a flu shot anymore.
I would have been here last week.
Well,
Just
get on
saying.
it. Get on it, IBM.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is an IBM plant here. You can go talk to
Just
them.
go knock on their door.
Hey, give me some of that antiviral.
Can I get some molecules, please?
Yeah. I mean, it's a very cool idea. And, as far as at least the article says that they've actually, tested this thing and it seems to work. That's going to have huge ramifications for things like AIDS and all kinds of other viruses that are out there. And to make it so that it's, first of all, it's not one of those things that kills you in order to kill the virus.
Right.
It's not one of those things that your body can't assimilate.
Now, it is
virus.
it is important to know, though, that they're saying that it's not permanent, so you would need to get like potentially a booster shot every now and then. And then also they're saying, of course, it's not going to deal with literally every disease. It's only the viral ones, so antibacterial stuff and antibiotics are still going to be needed.
Right.
And they're also saying, though, that it could be on the market as soon as 3 to 5 years from now.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So when you think of IBM, you generally don't think of medical stuff.
It's like, yeah, aren't you supposed to be making Lenovo's now?
No, they don't do that.
They don't do that?
They sold off
they
that
do.
development.
They do make what are the machines, like X-ray machines and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those tech giants, like, Samsung is a great example. Although the public-facing side of that is like phones and computers, Samsung makes everything. They even make boats.
Well, they make container ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, they build gigantic
Ships that haul ships.
Yes.
So
There's a video on YouTube of their ships hauling
shipping ships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yo, dog.
I'm guessing, though, that IBM is kind of the same way. I apparently didn't know very much about this subject before this story, but it seems like IBM probably has some interests that are a lot more reaching than just computer stuff.
yeah, of course.
Any talk on side effects or potential ramifications of this testing?
That's a good question, but the article didn't mention anything like that so
Just
far.
curious.
So I'm guessing there's nothing like catastrophic.
Or, I mean, they're still early on, so there's probably lots of testing.
Understood. I just wonder if they mentioned anything.
Still, though,
about
I mean, 3 to 5 years, that means they've probably already been testing it for a while now.
That's crazy.
At least on mice. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
I just hope that it doesn't create, super viruses that are immune to
And
everything.
super mice.
Yeah, I was going there.
Yeah.
Right, IBM accidentally creates the plague.
Thanks, IBM. Don't have to worry about herpes, but super flu now.
Wipes out a continent.
Yeah.
Plague 3.0. Download
All right,
now.
let's go ahead and throw this phone call in. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I am going to shut my radio here. I'm going to be updating from an XP machine to probably a Windows 10, and I'll probably be working in with word processor, drawing programs, maybe desktop publishing, and I want to run video on it and things like that to get up and running. Be writing a book.
Okay.
Hopefully, I could be able to use something that takes voice to text.
All right. So what's your question?
What do I need?
Well, obviously you need a new computer if you've got an XP machine right now. So, how old is the machine now? I mean, it's obviously 10 years old, right?
Well, it's an O2 system.
Okay. If you're going to be doing like voice to text, like Dragon Naturally Speaking or something like that, Dragon's kind of the big boy on the block out there as far as the voice to text.
Is it?
Yeah, they're kind of the most well-known one that's out there.
I've heard there's an Android tablet that does a lot better.
Well, all tablets will do voice to text. But if you want to do it on a PC, then you're going to be using something like Dragon.
Also, a lot of the Android stuff that does voice to text is powered by Dragon.
So you need a new machine. Now, I would say that we don't tell people to buy specific brands generally. I was
looking at an HP.
Okay. What's the price range you're looking at in there?
$350 or so.
You're going to be unhappy with a $350 machine.
Really?
Yeah. You need to be closer to the $500 range. Because otherwise you're buying a disposable machine. So whenever you get the $300 machine, it's underpowered. It's almost assuredly an AMD processor. AMD processors are terrible in my opinion. And I think that, I know Rob has his different opinion on this, but hey, it's my show and I can say whatever I want.
Fair point.
You're not going to get a decent AMD processor at the $350 range, is really what it's going to come down to. Even if you do like AMD, you spend a little bit more, get a nicer one. How's that, Rob? Does that work?
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay. But I prefer the Intel processors. I think you should have at least like an i3, i5 processor rather than the regular Pentiums that are out there in sort of the budget market. The machine will last a lot longer, and you'll be happier with it overall. And if you get a machine that's too slow, it's not going to do a very good job at dealing with the whole voice-to-speech, voice-to-text stuff. So.
Okay, and then how do they do on video?
Well, I mean, it depends what kind of video you're talking about. Are we editing or watching?
Basically watching.
Yeah, watching doesn't matter what you get. They're all going to do the same thing these days.
Okay, so because one of my main problems with the XP machine is it won't take the video that I've got on the new camera. It just won't work.
Right. Then there's a couple of things there. Not enough processor, but the biggest problem that you have is that it is XP. XP is kind of not working anymore. It's way out of date. So get a new machine, any new machine. Try to get into the near $500 range if you can afford it. If not, you might have to get one of those AMD things. But I assure you that you will, on the long run, you will be happier with a more expensive machine.
Okay, now when I do update, do I lose all my XP stuff that's on there?
You can't update directly from XP to 10. You can only go from 7 to 10. So if you wanted to keep your stuff and upgrade, you would have to upgrade from XP to Vista to 7, then to 10.
On my old machine.
If your old machine could handle that, which it probably can't, considering its age. So what you'll probably end up doing is buying a new machine and then just transferring all your data from the old machine to the new one. But you can't move programs. You can only move things that you've created, Word documents, stuff like that.
I see. Okay.
All right.
All right, I'm sure I have a lot more questions, but thank you for what you've done already.
Appreciate the call, Mike. Thank you very much. Let's take a moment to mention our sponsor, Perfection Auto Works. You can check out their new website at perfectionautoworks.com. Mike and the guys, they will make sure that your car is ready for the summer because, holy moly, summer is beginning.
It just suddenly happened.
It's hot.
It's very, very warm outside. Now, did it actually get to triple digits yesterday?
Yeah.
It did.
It did? Okay, because I was having an argument with
Maybe
somebody
even
about
quadruple digits.
this. It did not get the quadruple digits. Anyway, check out their website, perfectionautoworks.com. Go down there and visit them. Tell them that the Computer Guru sent you, and you'll get a 26-point inspection for free. That's right. Cost you nothing. This is Computer Guru Show. We'll be right back.
Computer troubles? Need some advice? Call in now. Mike Swanson will be back after these messages. The Computer Guru Show, AM 1030, KVOY, The Voice. Your technology guru, Mike Swanson, is answering all your questions one by one.
Yes, science!
So chime in with yours. The website is gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. Lyft and GM say that they will have self-driving taxis on the road within a year.
In an undisclosed city.
Undisclosed in air quotes.
Except because there's only one city that would allow that, so we know exactly which one it is.
Well, I mean, maybe they have talked another city into it.
I hope so.
But if they haven't, Palo Alto, California is pretty much the only place that you can do that right now, legally.
Which happens to be where Google is headquartered, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Google's home turf. I mean, they wouldn't want to drive very far from the Googleplex.
I think that this is a good move on Lyft's part, though, because they don't have anywhere near the market share that Uber has right now. And in my opinion, which no way reflects the opinions of the show, Lyft is a far better service. So,
you think so?
Yes.
Now, the interesting thing is that we talked about how Lyft had purchased a whole bunch of Mercedes cars last year, lots of them, and our initial thought was that that's the ones that they're going to be turning into self-driving cars because they already have all the stuff they need in them. Like the self-parking feature gives them the ability to take over the steering systems of the car. They have sensors all over them already. they technically could become self-driving cars with very little modification. Although they should team up with Tesla. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, oh, that would be awesome.
I mean, especially like considering that the Model 3 is not anywhere near as expensive as a Mercedes. Just,
Right.
You know?
Right. 35,000 a piece, but they have to wait 2 years for that, and they can't do that.
You know, I just hope that some laws pass that requires there to be a little android sitting up front, like in Total Recall, you know, the Johnny Cabs.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
never
when I
seen
heard
that.
about that, I was telling my dad about this, and I was like, yeah, like Johnny Cab from Total Recall, and he's like, I do not remember this, and so I had to show him, and first he was ashamed that I showed it to him, but he did think it was pretty funny. I think they should put a Johnny Cab type thing.
If I ever have a self-driving car, there will be a Johnny Cab driver.
I never saw the movie.
or like the
so-
autopilot from Airplane,
Yeah.
just the inflatable
Yes.
dude.
That one I can get behind.
But in all seriousness, though, I think this is really cool. I think all of you guys know that I'm a firm believer in the self-driving car thing.
Right?
I can't wait.
Right on.
Too bad nothing cool like that ever happens in Tucson, though. It's never Tucson that's the first city that's picked.
No, that's not true. We were first pick for the Gigafactory.
Mm-hmm.
For the Tesla battery
Oh,
factory.
that is true.
And then Arizona, and specifically Tucson, was totally not cool with it and said, go elsewhere, sir. Take your newfangled technology and go elsewhere.
I can't even.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
There's lots to say, but we probably shouldn't.
Also, I mean, it's also worth noting that Uber is testing a self-driving car here in Tucson.
Fancy.
You can see it driving around downtown sometimes.
Cool.
All right. Well, we're going to come back to a couple of things that are sort of related as far as the segue is concerned, but let's throw some calls in here. Let's talk to Marion. Hello, Marion. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Lovely. What can we do for you?
I want to tag onto that conversation. So Tucson doesn't want a Tesla battery factory, but they want a freaking balloon factory.
They want a balloon factory?
Worldview.
Oh.
The big balloon, the
Well,
Worldview balloon.
that sounds like it's as full of hot air as their decision not to have a Tesla factory
Thank you
here.
very much.
Nice pun there.
Yeah.
So my question is, I have a 1 terabyte external hard drive that I've backed up my old machine to.
Right.
Do those hard drives, when they're backing up the information, do they also obtain viruses from the old machine and malware from the old machine?
If one exists on the old machine, it's entirely possible, yes.
Okay, so how do I make sure that they don't get to my new machine?
You have active antivirus on your new machine before you do the transfer.
Okay. And I do. I'm kind of very hesitant to put that to do that. But
You can always take the hard drive down to Computer Guru and we'll scan it for you.
Okay, thank you.
So there's an option for that.
That's a great option. Thank you very much. You answered my question.
You're very welcome. Let's go ahead and talk to Charles. Hello, Charles. How are you?
And welcome to Johnny Cab, your destination, please.
Nice.
That's awesome.
What's going on, Charles?
I need a laptop. I need something that will run Adobe Audition so I can make recordings.
Right.
And I don't really need it to do much else and probably won't do much on the Internet with it. But I want a good, solid, dependable laptop. I prefer one not too huge so it's easy to carry around. And I don't particularly want to buy it new. And is there any danger to buying a used laptop? And if so, tell me what it is. And will I save that much by buying them used compared to what's on the new market today?
If you're going to buy a used machine, buy a used Mac. They run Audition. They're fairly lightweight, relatively small. They're solid machines. It would be not a bad choice for you, considering what you use it for.
How about something like a Tough Book?
You do not want a Tough Book.
I don't. Okay, how come?
One, they're terrible machines. I mean, those are designed to be rugged, but not very otherwise good. They have high. It's like when you build an airplane. All right, so like I used to build a lot of remote control airplanes, and I remember that I started building them in such a way to make them stronger and tougher, right? Because you wreck them,
They're trash.
They disintegrate.
So it turns out that if you build a plane that can survive a crash, it can't fly.
Too heavy.
Yeah,
It's too heavy.
the Poles had a design for one of those in World War II that would survive a crash. It was powered by several locomotive engines.
Sounds about right.
It didn't work out well.
So Yeah, the Toughbook is a tough machine, but it's not a very good computer. And especially if you're going to be doing like audition and stuff, you're going to want more processing power than what a Toughbook's going to give you.
Okay.
Seriously, if you're going to buy a used machine, you go buy a used Mac. You can pick those up for $300 or $400. They're decent. And you can always give me the specs, or I'll even help you I'll go look at it with you if you're going to buy a used machine. Of course, you have to pay me to do it, but that's how that works.
How long will it take me to learn to use a Mac if I come from the PC model?
If you're using it simply for audition and using the internet, not long. 5-minute sort of tutorial.
Does Mac operate anything like Android? Because I hate Android.
No. It operates like Mac. It's
okay.
Now, I can tell you I am a PC fangirl, but the Macs are really good for audio and video. Very good for it. So if that's what you're going to use it for, you're going to want a Mac.
That's a powerful argument. You don't by any chance have a used one for sale, do you?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
All right. Oh, well, it was a thought. All right.
Sorry.
All right, Charles. Talk to you later.
Bye.
And let's Greg in here. Hey, Greg, how are you?
Good, Mike. Under the heading of cars that drive themselves, I mean, certainly that's an advance in technology, but I don't see where the savings are in terms of money and time. What I was thinking was, when I go down to court, Mike, and you'll see the inmates are brought in, they're all handcuffed together, and then the attorney will say, Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and ask for a continuance on this, and let's have this hearing about 3 weeks from now. And then the person is driven back to the jail. Why are we still using antiquated modalities when it comes to court reporters? I mean, I don't want to see them unemployed, but they're sitting there using something they've been doing for 200 years.
You mean the stenographers?
Yeah. It's insane. They have something now called Microsoft Net Meeting and Skype, and these hearings could be held with the attorney in his office and the fellow or the woman at the jail. And I would think the government should have incentives for folks who come up with ways to save money. And why are the bureaucrats flying all over the planet when they can just see the person on the screen? I mean, I know it's nice to get away on the people's dime, but wouldn't it be? Do you see any fault in my theory?
I don't know if I know you've listened to the show a long time, and I don't know if you really want to push that rage button with me when it comes to how the government is ridiculous when it comes to technology and waste and they could absolutely stenographers. I think they should have gone away once magnetic recording was invented.
Amen.
And don't get me wrong, if you're a stenographer out there, I don't hate you, but I think that you've got some issues with the fact that the technology, that the function that your function in your occupation, it was outmoded when the microphone and magnetic storage was invented. So that shouldn't be there. Yes, I think that, they already do sort of video court for lots of stuff.
Right.
And I'm not opposed to video court being the way things are. Now, I understand in big trials or whatever, you want more of the, let me see the body language and it's more important. But if you're going to say, well, I'm pleading guilty to that speeding ticket, judge, right? You should be able to do that from home. You shouldn't have to drive down there and have them wave their little wand and pat you down at the little court downtown just for you to pay a ticket. And
when I pay $350 for the transcript from a hearing, and let's say in the hearing I said the person is risking libel, and the court reporter has written the person reads the Bible. I mean, this literally has happened. So with the technology, it'd certainly be more accurate if they went right from what they hear. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, I agree. And I guess part of it is that for a long time that whole voice recognition was not all that great.
Right.
But voice recognition these days is fantastic. And especially if you have nice microphones. And I think that the city governments can afford it. How much do they pay those transcriptionists? They're expensive. So, they could put some nice microphones in and decent software to run all that.
Don't hesitate, Mike, to go into that, to push that rage button, because not everybody gets to listen every week, and we need to learn, because then somebody might be motivated to say, hey, we need to change this or change that.
I think the biggest problem is the government is just not good with change, especially when it comes to technology.
It's because all the people
I've had lots of experience with it. They're not good at upgrading.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I definitely
Thanks,
do.
Greg.
Every once in a while, I just get on these. Like I have to turn the show into this giant rant.
Got to slam a monster and then go on a rant.
No monsters today, so no rant today. Maybe next week. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Your computer guru, Mike Swanson, is here to help you tame that beast of a machine. Join the chat right now at gurushow.com or call in. This is the Computer Guru Show on KVOY, The Voice. Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is the Computer Guru Show.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. My name is Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. So we were going to make a quick reference to another thing that is, because we mentioned Tesla should do that thing with, was that Lyft?
Mm-hmm.
The mustache ones?
Yes.
Yeah, the mustache ones.
They're the mustache people.
Oh, man, that's just terrible.
They have a mustache on their car?
It suddenly becomes totally not radio friendly.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But the Hyperloop, they did their little test.
The first real test of the Hyperloop. I'm excited.
Well, they did one already, a sort of a beta run, but it's not the full-on test.
Yeah, you mean this one, yeah.
But, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really getting done, which is cool. And although this was a very small, kind of paltry test compared to the claims that they've made, it's cool to see that some progress is being made.
All right, so they got, I think, an $80 million infusion of cash, and it looks like they're going to build a much larger test track now to do things with. But they're aiming at, what they say, 0 to 400 miles an hour in 2 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, something crazy like that. I know they didn't get up to that speed on their little track because I think it was only like 100 yards long, the track that they tested on.
170 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they were able to demonstrate the ability to get up to that speed pretty quickly.
I like when people say they're going to do things and actually work on trying to get them done.
Right, and a lot of people were saying, hey, Elon Musk, good job, man. And he's like, I didn't have anything to do with this.
Yeah, even as much of a fanboy as I admittedly am of anything that Elon Musk does, he is associated with this because he said it was a cool idea and helped invest in it and stuff, but he did not himself build this.
Nope.
Not a single wrench was turned by Elon Musk.
He basically said, hey, man, congrats to the team because they did all the work.
The fact that he says that, though, is even...
Yeah, it's kind of sad that, the media was instantly like, Elon Musk does it again, and the whole team's like, hey, we actually are the ones who built this, but all right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right, let's take a call here. Let's talk to Tom. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Hi, Mike. How you doing today?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Can't you hear it?
Well,
lovely.
Yeah, I did. I got a Windows 7 machine that I have I have a box on my computer. When I fired it up, it says you are scheduled to transition to Windows 10 Monday night at 11:30.
Right.
I didn't requisition this. Not even sure if I want it. I have a Surface with 10 on it.
I did not put in the PO for this.
Resistance is futile. Right. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated.
Well, that's kind of the way I feel about this. Like I say, I have a Surface with 10 on it. I don't not like 10, but I really do like 7. Do I just let it do it, or what do I do here? I'm a little confused about it.
Okay, so how do you feel about Windows 10?
Well, I'm kind of ambivalent. I would prefer XP, but I'm a Luddite like that.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I'm always hesitant to upgrade because Windows has this nasty habit of having garbage as their next operating system.
10's not bad.
We already got that out of the way with 8.
Yeah, 8 was the off number one. So 10's
but I understand 10 doesn't. It's going to be there never is going to be another one than 10. They're just going to continue to upgrade it. So what's going to keep it from turning into garbage?
Well, that's a good question. Don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, it's going to be more like the Mac platform where they just keep continually updating the minor numbers.
The thing is, though, if you stay on 7, it will turn to garbage. It's going to.
Right. The 7 already has some major flaws and the reason you're getting pushed off of it is Microsoft is like, we're not going to fix these problems. It's too hard of a rewrite to fix these problems in 7. So you've got massive security issues. You need to get out of 7 as quickly as possible. By the way, we're going to make it so that you can accidentally do it really easily. Now, if you want to delay the process a little bit longer, there's an update on your computer. Do you know how to look for updates on your computer?
I think so, yeah.
So if you're going to add or remove programs and there's a little thing on the left, you can say view installed updates.
Yeah.
You're going to look for one that's 303-5583.
303-5583.
Right. You uninstall that Windows 10 upgrade goes away.
Okay.
For now. Your next update cycle, it'll come back. All right. So, but it'll at least give you the opportunity to turn that off temporarily. And you could just go ahead and disable Windows updates if you want to just stick around where you're at forever.
Okay.
I would not suggest that you do that.
But do I want to do that? Do I want 10? Is that what I need to do?
Eventually you want 10, yes. So
okay.
You have until the end of July to get your updates.
The free one, then you have to pay for it, correct?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to have to do it eventually, you might as well get it for free.
Right. And I suggest that there are people doing it a month early, right? Meaning that if you have a problem, you then have the opportunity to roll back to 7, fix whatever prerequisites are there, and then rerun the upgrade again.
Okay.
So, yeah, get around to it. I mean, I understand that people are hesitant and all of that, but it's just like, sticking around in these old, like the caller earlier is in XP and is wanting to get up into 10 now, right? You're 5 versions behind, right? It just try not to get that far behind, right? 2 versions I can deal with, right? Because of the every other version sucks syndrome that Microsoft has.
Yes.
But, just 10 is here. They're pushing it very hard with good reason. Make it happen. So
I will make it happen.
Right on. Thanks for the call, Tom.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Let's go ahead and move on.
Thank you.
Hello, Michael.
Yes, good morning. I have a question about an iPod. It's an old iPod. I know you love old equipment.
It's my favorite.
It's a 4th gen, and it was a gift to us. And I'm worried I'm running out of space because if I go to settings and then I see general, it tells me, I think I go then to about, and it says capacity is 6.4 gig.
Right.
Available 1.7.
Okay.
So I can see I'm nearing the end.
Right.
I found something else that showed me usage, and it looked like a lot of photos.
All right.
Taking up a lot of space, so I thought I could take out some of those photos.
You can.
And I don't know what will happen at the end. If I should buy more space.
No, you can't really buy more space without replacing the iPod. So, I mean, because you got a 4th generation one, it's all flash, so the capacity is what it is in that particular one. So if you do need more space because you've fallen in love with the iPod and want to put more stuff on it than it has capacity for, then in your case you have to replace that unit and just get a bigger one.
You mean a new iPod?
Yeah, new iPod that has greater capacity.
Well, we use it mostly for emails, really, and web surfing and looking up one thing and another.
Is this an iPod Touch?
Yeah, it's got to be a touch if you're using.
It must be, yeah.
It's got a big screen on it, right? Fairly.
No, tiny.
Like how tiny are we talking about?
Oh, 2x3. 3x4 something.
Yeah, so that's an iPod Touch.
Okay, yes.
So yeah, if you're doing email on an iPod, it's got to be an iPod Touch.
Okay. That's the main thing.
If you've got gig and a half free, you're probably good for a while. But eventually, yes, you're going to run out of space. There's nothing you can do about it other than to not put stuff on it or get a larger one.
Get a what?
A new one with greater capacity.
Oh, a $200 or so.
Yeah, that's probably about what they are these days.
Okay. I thought I saw something in here, and I was going to look for it, that said I could buy more iCloud space for 99 cents a month.
You can, but that doesn't make the capacity of your device any larger.
It's a storage issue, not a usage issue.
Right. Well, it's the iCloud space is for new things that do lots of iCloud storage. Your iPod Touch is not likely to do much of that, and not to mention that your default cloud storage is larger than the capacity of the device that you have. So it's a non-issue in this particular case. You just need a larger iPod.
Deleting old emails and photographs is not...
I mean, that'll help temporarily, but you're going to be constantly up against this, I only have 6 gigs of space. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we have old cars, too, and we have old blenders.
That's right. That totally doesn't work in the computer world.
Thanks for the help.
All right. And I guess that does play along. I mean, you've got the old blender and the old iPod. So...
Put the iPod in the old blender?
Hey, does it blend? There's actually a YouTube channel called Does It Blend, where they tend to blend iPods all the time.
Yes.
So, my takeaway from that conversation is that you can't download more RAM. That's not how that works?
Yeah, something like that.
And I thought iPods were just for music.
Well,
you can
use them for pretty much anything.
Wow.
It's just like an iPhone without the phone.
Oh.
So
wow.
I need more RAM GBs, Mike.
We'll be right back.
Whether you're dealing with hardware installation or, heaven forbid, a virus,
No!
Mike Swanson is answering all your questions one by one. So call in or chat in with yours. The website, gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show on AM 1030 KVOY The Voice. Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is a Computer Guru Show on KVOI The Voice.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. We still need your help with getting enough subscribers to the YouTube channel so that we can modify it and do some cool stuff.
We got a bunch more since last time, but not enough. So,
right. So if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go to gurushow.com, click on the link, go over to our YouTube channel, click the subscribe button because we need your help.
And we want to bring you more cool guru stuff on that YouTube channel.
It costs you nothing.
Yeah, I know. It's like the easiest way to support us.
Right. You just click subscribe.
I mean, honestly, why haven't you done it yet? Come on.
Wow. Maybe that's why.
So let's go ahead and talk to Bruce here. Hello, Bruce. How are you?
I had a quick question about unsubscribe on an email.
We were just asking you to subscribe, Bruce.
Now you want to unsubscribe.
Yeah. Not yours. But when you hit the that button, and it says sorry to see you go, and that was the end of it. You whistle on and go. I'm seeing more and more of these sites where it redirects you to another page where you have to enter in your email address.
Right.
And it seems to me that I'm getting more and more emails from places that I haven't asked for since I've been doing that function. Is it the same? Am I asking for more stuff by unsubscribing that way?
Unfortunately, yes.
It is certainly possible.
Now, there are certain places that are reputable that follow all of the rules that you hit the unsubscribe button and you're gone, right? Then that's great. But it's all those lesser ones that you really have to raise an eyebrow at.
Yeah.
I suggest better spam filtering rather than unsubscribing.
There's another trick that you can use, and Mike will probably not think it's the best, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You can set up an inbox rule that filters any email that has the word unsubscribe in it into another folder. That's what I do.
I like it.
That's not a bad idea. Except for when I send something to Rob.
If it's work related, if it's a work email, probably don't do that.
Right, and I'll forward a message, and I'll be like, hey, I need you to look into this. And it has the word unsubscribe in it somewhere. And then it ends up in this folder. And I say, Rob, did you get that email? And he goes, what email?
That is called plausible deniability, Mike, and I stand by it.
So now Rob actually had to create a second rule that says, unless it's from Mike, I don't move that message.
It works.
So anyway, yeah, that's a great way to deal with it. You can just filter them out. I do that a lot on my own. I don't use the unsubscribe word in the body of the message, but I have a bunch of rules that are set up to take mail from various places that I don't want to deal with, and it just throws them into a folder and they go away. Who's your provider, mail provider?
Reagan.com.
I'm sorry, what?
Reagan, like President Reagan.com.
Okay. Yeah, so there are some anti-spam add-ons which are kind of worthless. I mean, the best thing you can do is that inbox rule. What do you use for Outlook? Are you using, is it webmail, or do you use Outlook, or what are you using?
It's not coming to mind right now.
Thunderbird?
Sorry. No.
EM client?
I'm going through Safari and
so you're just doing webmail. Right. So if they allow rules in webmail, then you can set it up that way. Otherwise, you can just use Outlook or something and deal with it that way.
Right. Well, that was a pitch with the Reagan when they started that mail site, was that they had strong filters, and it was really good for a long time. But that's why I asked the question like I did, because I'm getting more and more stuff through there. So maybe I just need to check the rules and tighten it up.
Yeah, just make your own rules. Because technically, on a lot of those unsubscribes, you're legally signing up for more mail. So yeah. Good luck, Bruce. Appreciate it.
So it wasn't paranoid, was it?
No, you're not paranoid.
All right. Well, thanks for the show.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Bruce, right now.
I'm on Patreon. I'm on Patreon.
We'll do that too. Thank you.
YouTube's free.
Okay. Well, Patreon is a help, so there I am.
I appreciate it. You still need to go subscribe. All right, let's go talk to Robert. Thanks, Robert. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon. My brother's...
Almost noon, but yeah, we got it.
Yes, sir. My brother's a lawyer in Atlanta, and he said that they continue to transcribe for a reasonable list longer than your arm. But the problem is that there's no way to replay the tape if they need to refer to it in the same hour of court, blah, blah, blah.
I believe that used to be the case, but I bet you they can do it now because we can do that right here at this radio station that is recording everything, and I could go back and replay a portion of it while still recording. So I totally understand, right? I understand why that's there, and I understand that there's some limitations with the way that things, certain accents, and you want to make sure...
Accents, yes.
So
mumbling.
Right, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I think that it's still one of those things where in many cases I think it could be replaced with something a little less costly. But at the same time, I'm not against people. They can keep their jobs as long as whatever.
You wouldn't even listen to tapes. As soon as court is over, they go to a table and they need something. They need a hard copy that minute to pass around to determine, if it's during a break or whatever.
Actually, I should write an article about this. That's what I should do. But I get it, right? There are technology limitations, and if you've ever tried to use Siri or whatever, and she told you to jump off a bridge because she didn't understand you, I totally understand that. But I appreciate that. Thanks for the call.
He also said Circuit Court in Atlanta will allow the replay.
Of course not.
Audio, because lawyers would just pick out the most inflammatory stuff to re-question on.
All right. I mean, they could pick the most inflammatory thing that's read back to them by the recorder too, I imagine.
Yeah, but it's not in a person's voice, and they feel like that's.
All right, we got to wrap it up, Robert. Thanks for the call. Bye-bye. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening to the Computer Guru Show this week. We want to take an opportunity to invite you, encourage you, force you, harass you to subscribe to the YouTube channel because we just need, another 40?
Something like that. It's not even that hard. Just go do it.
Just go click on the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. If you want to help out in a more tangible way, you can go to patreon.com/Guru Show, and you can help us pay for this show. You can donate as little as $1 a month. And, you've got $1 a month. You can afford $1 a month if you're listening to AM radio. I'm telling you, right now, you can afford $1 a month. So go over to patreon.com/Guru Show and give us $1. Give me $1. I don't know why I had to say it that way. Anyway,
oh my gosh!
If you donate more, like for example,
Desert Pro Commercial Cleaning LLC, the best Tucson janitorial services. You can find them at TucsonDesertPro.com.
You can make Tara read any statement you want.
That's right. If you donate more,
I like reading.
Tara can be the voice of your company at the end of the show.
She literally has to read it.
Also, thanks to Perfection Auto Works for helping us out, perfectionautoworks.com. Visit our locations at 510 East Fort Lowell or 64 North Harrison, or visit the website azcomputerguru.com.